You ever go on a TV network's website and you see all those games they had to play right in your browser? Why am I introducing the concept of web games? You know what web games are. A bit ago I remembered this old site I used to go on all the time in elementary school called ABC Yeah? ABC Yeah? I don't know. It has a bunch of educational games on it, and it was one of the few game sites that we were allowed to go on in the computer lab. And, you know, understandable, we had to learn how to use Microsoft Word and all that. Though the idea of playing, like, Roblox or Fortnite during second grade computer lab time is really, really funny to me.
Jimmy, you should be working on your typing. Look, I got a victory royale!
Finding this site was part of my recent journey into trying to remember my childhood better. It's like going to a used game store and seeing something you remember playing like 15 years ago. Actually, that literally is just what this is. Oh my god, guys, look! Corey in the house for DS! My favorite game with the highest user review score for a DS game on Metacritic. So, on the topic of Disney Channel web games! I remember plenty more from other networks. Like, there was this SpongeBob game that was basically Super Mario Maker, like a level editor. I vaguely remember a 3D Backyardigans game. There was all kinds of stuff. Hell, even with Disney, I could talk about Club Penguin, but that game had such a huge impact on me that I think I should give it its own discussion later on if I ever want to do that. For now, I just want to focus on some web games based on shows. Son of a bitch. Well, hope you're all ready for preschool. So, apparently Disney Channel does still have their own game site up, but it's only got stuff from the last few years, and even then it's not a lot at all. You mean to tell me they couldn't remake the Phineas and Ferb 3D platformer made in Unity they used to have, but they've got plenty of room for a miraculous ladybug word search? Is that even a Disney property? Oh, Disney Super Arcade. Dove Cameron, Mickey Mouse, Lucio Seda, and the penguin from Octonauts. Ah yes, history's greatest crossover. I mean, with a distinction like that, I gotta play it. Play arcade games with your favorite Disney characters. They got Norm the Robot in this? Hey, yeah, hi, Mr. Governor, it's me. Hey, could you do me a favor? Alright, wait for my bill to pass through the state house. Let's just try some of these. Mickey Mouse Fun House. Jump around as Goofy? This game is falsely advertised. Tiny One's Transport Service. Oh, that's what the penguin's from. Is this f***ing Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory? Amphibia. I don't know what that means. Well, I guess I'm gonna find out. Okay, it's like Frogger, but instead of playing as a frog, the frog just stares at you with bloodlust in his eyes. I never said I was good at Frogger. The Owl House, it's f***ing Superman 64, you gotta be joking. They went through all the effort of having these buildings everywhere and didn't make them obstacles? Why?
This is the same show where Thanos from Connecticut successfully indoctrinates an entire island into his personality cult and then gets his ass kicked by a group of high schoolers. Were they really so opposed to the idea of the one human there causing immense property damage?
Better question, why am I getting this worked up over this f***ing hell? Well, aside from this, there's really not much on this site that's interesting to check out, and there's nothing that I remember from when I was a kid. And with Adobe Flash being dead, that really only leaves us with one option. It really, really frustrates me when games get released and are pretty much on a timer for how long they'll even be playable. I promise you, if Disney released a collection of a bunch of old web games they used to have up, I would be their day one, but instead, it's up to the fans to preserve them for us. Now, there's probably at least 1,000 of these games to talk about that all cover maybe 100 different shows. I could go into a complete history of Disney Channel's web games, I could tell you about some of the more popular ones, but damn it, I want to talk about myself. So today, I'm going to try to focus on games from shows that I remember from when I was a kid. To be fair, I did say try. The Owl House Witch's Apprentice. Here we've got a 2D platformer. It plays pretty much how you'd expect it to. It's alright, it's got all the charm the show has. I don't think anybody was expecting me to sing the praises of free Flash games, though. This game's actually got a whole story campaign. I'm probably just gonna skim it over, get the gist of the game, see what I think. This is my badge of shame. The game starts with Ida over here losing her hand somehow, so now Luz has to go and get it. And then Ida loses her leg and Luz has to go and get it. And then... Girl, how the f***? And that's pretty much the first half of the game. Ida loses various body parts and Luz has to go and do stuff for her. We get a few upgrades along the way, items that help us clear out enemies or get to higher places. It's nothing crazy, the levels just get a little quirkier, like, oh boy, things to ram into! Eventually the little gremlin here king gets kidnapped by a policeman who wants to make a soup out of him. So Luz and Ida do the only reasonable thing and team up to make bombs and traps to get King back. So yeah, the plot is basically entering the demon realm through a briefcase, befriending its most notorious fugitive, and then throwing random shit at the police to get her cat back. I'll say that the level design is kind of whatever, all the levels kind of blend together and don't have much setting them apart, but like, I don't really care. In all honesty, I don't have a ton to say about it. Like, I could ham up my reaction and scream and kick and punch the wall while telling you all about how this game killed my infant son, but like, it's a 4-year-old web browser game. Who cares if it's not amazing? It's fun, and that's really what counts. Honestly, that's just how these types of games usually are. Fun little distractions for kids who like the shows. If you go into one expecting something on the level of Breath of the Wild, or Red is Dead 2, or fucking Smelding Ring, that's a you problem. I don't know. Game was fun. I had fun. I don't know what more you want me to say. I'm moving on now. Alright, got that one done. Let's move on to ones I actually grew up with. Now, if you know me, you know I love me some Phineas and Ferb. And like, come on, how could I not? It's only humanity's greatest artistic achievement. Sistine Chapel my ass. It's all about those wacky brothers and their goofy little platypus. Phineas and Ferb premiered right... Are you serious? It's almost 18 years old? Now, there were quite a few web games based on Phineas and Ferb, but I'll try to keep the ones I talk about to a minimum so this isn't just half Phineas and Ferb and then a bunch of other random stuff. There was a trilogy of Agent P platformers. You're seeing me play Agent P Strikes Back right now. I won't show them all because they're all basically the same game, but this one is based on the first movie across the second dimension. It's a super basic 2D platformer, nothing much more to it, it's pretty whatever. There was that 3D platformer I mentioned earlier that I absolutely loved, the Transportinators of Doom! There's 2 sets of levels, one with Ferb and one with Agent P. The main gimmick is there's teleporters all over the place that'll send you to different parts of the level. Not a lot going on, not a whole ton to explore. The levels are all pretty short and linear, but definitely a lot to collect if you're into that. It's fun, it's simple, and it's fun. There were a few more I remember, but I think I'll just keep it to 3 and wrap up on this one. Escape from Moltropolis. Phineas and Ferb built a giant drill and went into Mole Man country along with Candace, who ended up getting captured. She gets thrown in Mole Man prison, and now the boys have to save her. So you go around these caves, climbing ladders and sliding down poles to collect diamonds to power the drill. If the mole men catch you, you lose points. I don't really know if there's any other consequences, to be honest. I don't know if there's a definitive end to the game. There probably is, given the story, but I honestly had a good time with this one. It's a fun, arcade-style collectathon. I liked it then, and I still like it now. Welcome back to my memory, game I haven't played in maybe 13 years. Now brace yourselves, because if you love ninjas and stomachs, let's just say you've come to the right place. Randy Cunningham, 9th grade ninja camp, complete with the reference to an antivirus software for some reason. In retrospect, this show was kinda sorta really f***ing stupid and was like half toilet humor, so going into this, I had absolutely no expectations. Yeah, this one kinda sucks. You've got a collection of minigames that are all varying degrees of whatever. It's super simple. That's not inherently bad, but none of these minigames have much going on, and so many of them go by so damn slowly. And some are also just kind of bullshit. Like, look at this. What do you even want me to do here? There's parts where this dude will try to get you to cheat, but f*** you, Mr. Antivirus. I'm better than that. I'm also better than this game. I'm not having fun. I'm moving on to better things. Yeah, better things. Look, Ma, I gave Sephiroth a funny nose. I need to get an actual hobby. Oh, how about this one? Slash and Burn. It's Fruit Ninja. It's literally just Fruit Ninja, but it's really slow. I can't come up with a funny joke about all of them. Oh, there's the Imagination Movers game. Idea Box. This is basically just an image collage maker for preschoolers. I actually remember this one really well. I used to make all sorts of silly crap like this. You could upload them to the game's special like image board, and you could look at other people's creations when the game was still on Disney Channel's site. It's a basic-ass collage maker. There's not a lot you can do with it, but even so, I still had a blast making the most ridiculous stuff I could think of. And here's another one based on Imagination Movers, the Movers Music Party. I vaguely remember playing this one as a kid, not as well as Idea Box. All you really do is you pick a song from the show, it plays, then you push buttons to have the characters come do silly dance moves. It's cute. I could see how it would be a lot of fun for kids who like the show. You know the Imagination Movers are an actual band? Yeah, I didn't actually know that until I started looking at games I wanted to discuss. They started in 2003 making children's music before they got picked up by Disney for the show. The show ended a long time ago, but the band is still going strong now. I thought it'd be funny to go to one of their concerts for a joke since tickets are only like $30 a pop, but they don't have anything announced for 2025 yet. Oh, wait a second, I can just do this. Turn back the clock! That was awesome! Oh right, I have a video to finish. You ever wonder what high school is like for fish? I'm running out of segues now. Man, I haven't even started the actual game yet and look at how crunchy it already is. I do not remember this game playing like this. I don't know what the problem could be. Maybe it's because it's not running on the original site? I don't know. You ever play Doodle Jump? I didn't, but I imagine this is like that. It's fine. You know, safe for the immense visual bugs. Speaking of fish, I think I need a little water break real quick. What if my dog owned a computer? Dog with a Blog was a kind of dumb show I remember from, like, 2013. I stole my first online name for this show, actually. There was some guy who had, like, a World of Warcraft character named Kilgore. I stole that and turned it into Kilgores with a Z. I do not remember a single other thing about that show. Well, except this one game here. Stan's Sneaky Blog. Basically, what the dog doing meets Metal Gear. Don't get caught doing the thing. Stan the dog's gotta do some stuff that dogs are physically incapable of doing, but man, I just rewinded time to see a concert for actual preschoolers. I think we can all suspend our disbelief for a minute. You drag Stan along, you have him do stuff, you avoid getting caught by the adults. I don't really know what happens if the adults catch you, though. Do they panic and call the military? Does Stan become a lab rat or lab dog, I guess? Game's fun. I liked it. Let's do another live action one. Sweet Life on Deck, Smoothie Sailing. You make smoothies and you give them to the person with the right colored shirt. I think. I didn't play much of this one. I skipped the tutorial because I thought it'd be easy, and then I failed the first level and it made me feel like an idiot. So instead of blaming myself for being stupid, I will instead do what any reasonable video game talker does. I wonder what the dwarves are up to. The 7D. Does literally anyone but me remember this show? I never see anybody talk about it. And hey, if you ever need some entertainment, they got you covered with the 70 game Jubilee. I was expecting something like Disney Super Arcade going in, and I got basically WarioWare instead. But like, that's a good thing. Oh man, I went to the store for eggs and they gave me the deed to the building. Honestly, it's not bad. There's some weird ones. The ones where you have to click and spin something a bunch can be annoying. There's a few games where some wizards show up to screw up your progress, which is kind of stupid. Like, there are ways to make games harder outside of just being annoying. But then again, I guess being an agent of chaos is pretty lore accurate for wizards. Hey, miss, I'm trying to feed my dog here.
Bicycle appendectomy!
Sir, can you please stop yelling at me? I'm trying to bowl.
Thy thoughts shall take on the heat of the sun!
Despite that, I honestly enjoyed it a lot. I could see myself playing through the whole thing. I had a really good time. A lot of these web games based on cartoons are simpler, arcadey games, like the 7D one I just played, Escape from Metropolis, Freshwater Bounce, and there's a whole lot more I haven't brought up too. Here's another one, Kim Possible's Super Villain Face Off. Here we have a clone of Puzzle Bobble. You match 3 icons and they disappear. Clear the screen and you win. There's no music or title screen, and there's not a lot that really makes this game feel like it's based on Kim Possible aside from the villain phases. Every time you make a match, the villains will scream or say something, but they all sound so goofy and compressed that I just can't take any of them seriously.
Farewell, Kim Possible.
Farewell, Kim Possible. I haven't watched this show since like kindergarten. When did they get Donkey Kong in it?
Oh, Buster.
Whoa, man, talk about bursting my bubble. I mostly enjoyed this game because of the goofy voice clips. It's pretty whatever otherwise. Let's try another Kim Possible one. Draken's Lair. There's music, there's a title screen, there's animation. Oh, it's already beaten Supervillain Face Off to death with a metal pipe. I had a game journalist meets Cuphead moment here. Instead of jumping, you're supposed to press spacebar and then just grapple hook over. Later on, you get access to Ron, who I totally didn't have to look up the name of because I forgot. He can double jump, but he can't slide or use hooks like Kin. The goal is to get both of them to the other edge of the screen. I ended up losing all my lives because I suck, and the game over screen tells us the villain forgot Ron's name too. Hey, he's just like me! I honestly don't really remember anything from this show other than that I thought Kim was really cool and I had a crush on the one girl with the black hair. So I had to look this Dr. Draken guy up. He got picked on and kicked out of college, so he became an evil genius and wants to take over the world, and he has a goth sidekick for some reason. And now, poetry with Lily.
Just as the heavenly forebears once did, We have indeed.
Oh, busted.
Maybe I should stop saying weird shit and talk about the next game. Pen Zero Multiverse Mayhem. This was a show about some kids who hop between universes and work to keep Vampire McHot Topic Rippin' over here from spreading chaos across worlds. Hey, wait a second! Actually, I don't really remember anything from this show outside of, like, some gag about kale cereal. Like, the cereal was just kale. It was kale in a cardboard box. If my mom gave me kale flakes for breakfast, I'd probably want to bring about the Final Days 2 or whatever the hell Rippin' is up to. We got 3 games here. They're literally all just variations of Jetpack Joyride. The clown one features Pen farting, I guess. You'll never catch me, Rippin'. Not once I've switched into maximum overdrive! Damn it! And another thing about the Superhero World game, this part just kind of sucks. Like, this could entirely be a me thing though, but like when I click my mouse I expect to go up in a game like this, not down. If you're just gonna do Jetpack Joyride, then just do Jetpack Joyride! I forget if that game ever did anything like this, or the Space Level 2, but like, if it did, it would have just been some item, not an entire part of the game. Look, I know I said like 11 minutes ago that complaining about these games would be dumb, but you know what? Rippin'? Yeah, this game rips ass! It sucks! Wow, that was a really negative note to end on. That was a fun trip down memory lane. I know I've been really sarcastic throughout this retrospective, but I really am happy to know that all these games are still around. A lot of these were really big parts of my childhood, and other people's too. I'd hate for them to just disappear. And same with my memories of these games. I feel like I uncovered a whole treasure trove of stuff I just forgot. Because I did. Well, now that we've passed a good bit of time together, I wonder... Damn it.